Good day. Have you ever thought of why it is so easy to eat carbohydrates? Or how do they make us crazy, sick and fat, and what to do about it? Does it usually come into your mind? If so, you are just as curious as me, having carbohydrates at the top of my mind. Carbohydrates make food sweet and satisfying. That is why people can have cravings for carbohydrates that may vary in strength. It occurs largely because of the overproduction of the insulin that accompanies a refined carbohydrate feeding. It is now time to recognize the two categories of the carbohydrates. First is the refined carbohydrates, commonly known as the refined, as the good as the bad carbs. Second is the unrefined carbohydrates, known as the good carbs. If you are confused that all carbohydrates are good for you, it is now time to gain a thorough understanding of them. And once you've learned the overlooked basics, you will know why too many of certain kinds of carbs can be hazardous to your health. So now, I am going to share with you the reasons why we have to control our carbohydrate intake. Apparently, there are three reasons why we have to control that I could manage to you now. First reason is that carbohydrates aren't free foods. So as many as believe, it is true that carbohydrates contain fewer calories than fat, but they can easily be stored as fat if they are overconsumed. That is what, according to chiropractic and nutrition wellness, that when carbohydrates are eaten, blood sugar level rise and the pancreas secretes a hormone called insulin, and that insulin is designed to restore blood sugar equilibrium that acts as the opposite way as the glucagon. When we eat large amounts of carbs, especially the high level of refined grain products, such as the bread, more insulin will be produced, and that fat will be more likely be stored. This means that even if carbohydrates are fat-free, if we eat it too many, they'll be stored as fat and prevent your body from burning it. Now, according to Dr. Whale, a vitamin nutritionist, another reason has been claimed that carbohydrates usually have very little fiber and that are very processed. Fiber-filled carbohydrates are better than those with no fiber alone. That is why refined carbohydrates are the processed ones which have the most fiber that had stripped them off. Examples include the white rice, white sugar, white corn, sweetened dairy products, baked goods, processed cereals, grains, most breads and soft drinks, and those with high fructose corn syrup. Most people get addicted to what we know bad carbs because for the reason that the overproduction of the insulin accompanies the refined carbohydrate feeding. And also, people reach for refined carbohydrates and sugar for the reason that while we were stressed, we tend to reach for them. And that it gives us a sense of well-being and comfort, and also it leads us to a form of more physical and psychological condition. Now, carbs represent our pleasure foods. Now, but if you were thinking for an overall health and fat goals, refined carbohydrates should be kept under control, no doubt. I think it is possible, however, to enjoy them sparingly and guilt-free without being addicted to them. Now you've seen that how carbohydrates affect our lives. Let's take a look at now let me bring you to the third reason. Lastly is that carbohydrates are beneficial when it is taken at the right amount. Too much of anything is bad for the body, and low-fat starchy foods are no exception. Excess carbohydrates are also causes generalized vascular disease because there may be unhealthy or healthy fat, there may be also healthy or unhealthy carbohydrates. That is from Frederick Samaha, an assistant professor of Pennsylvania. Furthermore, overeating of bad carbs can lead us not only to obesity, but also to diabetes and heart attack. Research shows that eating too many refined carbohydrates raises blood sugar level, and that increases fat called triglycerides, which puts you on the fast track for heart attack, stroke, diabetes. And for instance, whole grain carbohydrates are clearly less to those metabolic problems and also may offer to cancer protection. For the conclusion, we are on a road to nowhere while we persist that carbohydrates are all equal, that it gives us the potential energy we ever needed in life. But that is not how simply it is, because the quality of carbohydrates that you should choose should be the main focus. There is always a good place to start, like now, before you grab a product, make sure you see the label first, you check the label first, and look for the nutrients you are decided for. Otherwise, switch to the habit of eating vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and that's the best way to ensure that you are getting the kind of carbs it needs for your body in order to run it smoothly and clean. That's all. Thank you.